Okay, we should be streaming in 5, 4, 3, 2, and we are live. Look at that, Spinners and Sharks. Okay. Here, let's go ahead and do a couple quick promotions here. So, honey, is this your first time doing a stream like this before?
Yes. Do your loyal listeners know who I am?
I'll give you guys a hint. Mm-hmm. So my TV is joining me today. that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, the TV is not gonna be too loud, just out of respect for any children that may be in the vicinity.
Jokes on the TV. There are no children allowed on this channel.
Well, in the vicinity of people's homes as they listen to us, or right. In our apartment building.
Right.
You don't know.
There we go. Oh, we got Tim in the live chat already. Welcome aboard, Tim. Good to see you, buddy. All right, cool. And it looks like we already got our first 4 viewers. Everyone's probably just kind of streaming in right now. So, I say we get started. Yeah, we already got... All right, so there you go. Pop-up fishing in the house, too. What's going up, buddy? All right, cool. Looks like we're all about online. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this party started. So, welcome back to the #Vegas Video Podcast. Ace of Vegas here, and I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Wondy. Wondy, say what's up, baby.
What's up, baby?
Because, you can't give her a cue and let her do that. Spell checks drinking the beer. Oh, don't do that, Pop-Up. Don't do that, man. All right, guys, so we are going to go ahead and get started today. So we are talking a little bit. Honey, what's on the agenda today? What are we going to talk about?
We were going to talk about the pros and cons of traveling to Vegas during peak holiday season, because it really was. We were about as peak as you could get.
Oh, you haven't been there for New Year's, so...
Okay, the winter holidays minus New Year's.
The winter holiday season. Okay, yeah, so we are talking about winter holidays here in Vegas.
And then also, I don't know if we're doing a recap of what we did or if that's going to be saved for a video.
We'll definitely be doing a full video on that, but I think we'll talk a little bit about that. Let me go ahead and make sure I get this on the Twitter sphere, too. Is that what we call it, the Twitter sphere? Because I can't say that word.
I think that's fair.
All right, cool. Let me just go ahead and let everyone know that we are streaming right here, right now. All right, we'll put that up. Streaming. Streamong.
Autocorrect.
Easy autocorrect over here. So I'm having the same problem pop-up fishing is. Live now, talking. Streaming live news. All right, good deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this off. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and upcoming Happy New Year. When's Tet? Tet's not until February, right?
I do not know.
I don't think Tet's till February. Just generally happy holidays to everybody listening who watches the videos and always tunes in for our debauchery and nonsense around here. So always good to see you guys, and welcome aboard. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a great night. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this party started now. I just popped it up on Twitter, so I'm sure we're gonna go ahead and get some fine folks all dropping in, and we're gonna have a good time. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about. Well, actually, let me go ahead and I'm gonna embarrass my co-host a little bit over here, and let her know that she is on over here. So this is my lovely spouse, Wondy. I'm not sure if you guys have met her, except that you have met her because she was on. What was she on, honey? You were on the Mandalay Bay video, right?
I was in the background and kind of on the periphery of a couple of trip videos that you've done, but I haven't been the focus.
Yeah, you haven't had a... Well, no, because you were at the Shark Reef with us. We did the volcano show, the Bellagio.
Honey, I'm not the focus of the Shark Reef. I mean, there's turtles.
Yeah,
there's turtles there. You can upstage the turtles.
You can absolutely upstage a turtle very easily. Talk to Michelangelo.
I'm going to go eat my dinner.
Interrupted that. All right, good deal. But no, so she's here and has graciously decided to be the... Oh, there you go. Bit of good fortune for my boy Pop-Up Fishing over here. Yeah, boy. Thank you, my friend. Actually, Pop-Up Fishing just got back from a Vegas trip, too. And he was... and Tim says hi, honey.
Hi, Tim.
Says hi back, brother. But yeah, Pop-Up just came back from a great trip, too. I think he just killed it at the blackjack table. I'm not going to go ahead and put his finances out there and say how much he won. but he definitely took advantage of the American Casino Guide, and he actually hooked me up with a little copy too. So thank you so much, Pop-Up, for doing that, brother man. I appreciate you. So he hooked me up with a good copy too, and he went so plus with the American Casino Guide. Guy is like a couponing king. So mad shout outs to you, my man. Just want to let you know that, and Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you more of the rest of the live stream, which I'm certain I'm going to. So there's that. Let's see, but yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the holiday season in Vegas. So, honey, believe it or not, all right. So, guys, believe it or not, there are two scandals that you're only going to hear here on the hashtag Vegas podcast. Scandal one is that Ace of Vegas, his wife, does not play MyVegas slots. Yeah, my darling spouse does not play MyVegas slots. Can you believe that?
Isn't that old news?
You know, I'm not sure how many people do that, because we had a little meetup while we were over at Aria. We were hanging out with Justin. Actually popped by. I think he's still in Vegas. So is Laura too. They normally pop in on the live streams, but they happened to be in Vegas the same week, so we all kind of got together at 9-5 Irishman. Had a couple beers over there, like a Tom Skrillex or something like that, and then some Guinness and all that, and we had a really good time doing that. Had beers and all that, but yeah, that is the big secret of the show, is that, you know, I teach everybody how to play MyVegas and get all the free money and get all the good stuff. But the one that benefits from it is Wondy over here, my Wonder Woman. She benefits from it, but she doesn't participate herself. I'm
gonna jump in there, honey, and say that the central primary beneficiary of the MyVegas skills is you.
Oh, I put in the work, but okay, all right. Then there's the other half of the secret there too. So, dear, how many times have you been to Las Vegas?
We just got back today, and that was my second visit.
Their second visit to Vegas. So there you go. There's two secrets. You know, I mean, I go 4 times a year. She's only been twice ever, and I was the one that took her to Vegas the first go around there. Oh, we got Owen in the live chat over here. Owen is wondering about the best MGM property in 2020. You know what? I straight up got to still say Aria. Honestly, we actually, let's just go ahead and leap into it. Let's talk about how great the hotel was, and the hotels are during the holiday season over here. So, what did you think of the hotels during the holiday season? Because we stayed at Aria, which I think is the best of the MGM hotels. I like Bellagio; it's very pretty, but Bellagio is like a soft 5-star hotel. Like it's a little aged. It looks very, the architecture is amazing. It's very beautiful. The pricing's correct, because it's a little overpriced for what it is, I think, comparatively, compared to somewhere like Vidara or Cosmo or Aria. So Bellagio's, Bellagio looks really good. I think it's a little overpriced for what it is, because a lot of stuff you get at Bellagio, you get at Mandalay, don't you think?
Well, I can't speak to that because I haven't actually stayed in Bellagio. I've passed through it.
Oh, we spent half the vacation in Bellagio.
Yeah, but not in the rooms.
All right. All right. Oh, Owen's got a comp, so he's fine. He's fine. My boy Owen. Yeah, you're gonna have a good time, man. Don't worry. Bellagio, you're definitely gonna have a good time at. Like, cause what it's all dressed up really nice. Right? I should be doing the same. There we go. I'm saying that I just did it. Yeah, that's true. I do sit around most of the time when I'm playing the game. That's exactly how I do that. Always after TV watching, if you know what I mean. But yeah, definitely. It's definitely a good time to go. But yeah, honey, what did you think of the hotels during the holiday season?
Well, I'm gonna start slightly off topic. This might be relevant only to me, but when we walked into our room at Aria for the first time when we checked in, if you picture the scene, we walked in. It's dark, as most hotel rooms tend to be when you first get in there. And without us doing a thing, the blackout curtains started to move of their own accord, like it was haunted by a very considerate ghost. And so yeah, the rooms in Aria, with the push of a button, you can remote control your curtains, which may not sound that big of a deal in today's tech universe, but I found amazing. So that by itself put it slightly above Mandalay, which is where I stayed before. But Yeah, both of them were very nice, but just because of that feature, Aria has a slight edge.
Definitely. And what did you think of the decoration too? Because we went, weekend before Christmas. It is Christmas AF over there right now. It is just leaking Christmas all over the place. They got the bamboo bark. They got what do they have, like a gingerbread house in the middle of the Aria in the lobby?
They had a big gingerbread house, of course. Christmas trees everywhere, Santa's everywhere. They had, I noticed when we were leaving this morning that out of their gingerbread house, they had a huge plume of pink smoke coming up that was solid and stationary. I'm not sure what it was made of. It looked like the world's most giant cotton candy. But I can't, bear in mind, it's been almost 2 years since I was at Mandalay Bay, so I can't do a whole lot of comparison between. But yeah, Christmas was dominating the strip. This weekend.
It was a lot of Christmas, which is definitely different. I mean, because it was a bit cooler was one of the problems that I had with it. And I mean, there are a couple other problems with the trip too, but overall, it's really, really fun to get in there. Let's see. Although everyone's like, New Year's versus Christmas. Yeah, I definitely would say New Year's is better. There's some benefits to going in New Year's. There's a lot of detriments to going in New Year's, though. So just something to keep in mind there. But no. For since we're on the subject, what do you think? What do you think the top 3 benefits to going in the holiday season's been compared to even our anniversary trip in January? What do you think?
Top 3 benefits.
Top 3 benefits. Like, what's your first favorite thing that we got to do that we didn't really get to do on our first trip or on your first trip comparatively?
One of the benefits, which I think is also a con, is that the Christmas decorations were all very pretty, but that's all there was. There were no other holidays, so it was just Christmas coming at you all the time. I'm thinking probably bear in mind I've never been there at peak season. I've never been there in the summer, so it was crowded, but probably not as crowded as it might be at other points of the year, given that not everybody wants to travel or travel to Vegas specifically during this time. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to come back to my next 2 benefits.
The next 2 benefits, all right. So what was the first detriment you noticed then? What would you say the first detriment was? Because you got to keep in mind, last time that we went to was also on a weekend because somebody is like a saint and she's a school teacher. Because that's what she does. She teaches small children, and because of that, time off is a little constrained. You got to make sure you have a substitute that comes in. That's if they have enough substitutes or whatever.
Well, we don't have substitutes. We're staffed to the point where we're adequately staffed if everybody is there. Yeah. So time off is slim.
But
very slim.
We've only been on. So I've only taken her on weekends. Mm-hmm. But that being said, having been there on a weekend, comparatively speaking, do you think it was a little more crowded or a little less crowded?
It seemed pretty comparable from what I remember from before when we went in January. Yeah. I bet if we had gone during the week, that would have made a difference. But you know what? One thing about me is that I don't do crowds. Which is a little bit ironic for me going to Vegas because crowds are not my thing. But for the most part, I did not feel that it was particularly insane. Definitely a lot more activity as you'd expect at night during the evening and nighttime hours.
Right, and everything just looks amazing at night, by the way, too. Like
yes.
This is pretty much the scene everywhere.
Very sparkly, very festive, very happy. But... yeah, I lost my train of thought, so you go ahead real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead and do what? Drink a beer?
Huh?
Go ahead and do what?
You entertain the masses for a second.
What does that mean?
Will I think some more?
Think of what? I'm so confused.
Spoiler alert, I forgot your question.
She's like, I'm done with words. You do a thing.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, she's done with words. I have to do a thing now. Whatever that thing is. I'm just trying to ruin the stream over here. Mm-hmm. All right, you're in that one for show. Good. Oh, thanks, Clint. Yeah, Clint's over here trying to get some stuff for trying to get some stuff for Win right now. Trying to get those free buffets. Trying to get those that level 2 over here in Clinch. You know, it's a killer slog, man. I got to do some maths. I think that'll be probably one of the first videos that we do next year, because I should probably let you guys know this right now too. Today's live stream is our last live stream until next year, because we're taking Christmas holiday off. So from the I think I'm putting up my last video of the year, the 25th, and we won't be back until the 1st. So we're gonna go ahead and take a nice little week off, spend some time with the little one and the in-laws, whole 9 yards. So we're gonna have a good time. So just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know about that. But since we're talking about the Win Slots app too, I gotta admit, there was like one of the benefits I really did find is that the free stuff you got was pretty banging. Oh, thanks. Oh, Merry Christmas to you too, man. Mad Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. But yeah, the free stuff that we got was pretty banging, I gotta admit, because what did we end up redeeming? We ended up redeeming 2 nights at Aria.
The buffets.
Yeah, we got the buffets. Because we got the Win slots. Because after I went in November, I immediately had to turn around and buy those 2 buffets, because I figured, I wanted to test it out, and I'm really glad I did, because they sold out, I think, within 48 hours after that. So it saved me something like $97, because those holiday buffets are pricey. And because what had happened was we took a Bellagio buffet, and I say Bellagio in Italiano because Jules from Top Buffet is one of my favorite Vegas tubers. I think she's my all-time favorite. Like, Jacob Worth's up there too, but like, she's just like, I love her voice. She's got like the best voice ever, I gotta admit. But yeah. So we did the Bellagio buffet, and that ran about 90. I think that ran about $90. But we also got like a $50 credit when we did the $20 tip. So I tipped them $20. They gave us a nice little strip view, so they did that complimentary for us. And then they also gave us a $50 meal credit too. So that's what I found on weekends more often than not. On weekends, I found that we get a lot more meal credits and dining credits or tickets and things like that, compared to during the week where it's more of a linear room upgrade. I always found that interesting. Oh, honey, you're not alone. Tim agrees. He does not like the crowds either. So him and his wife go in July, so the temperatures are a little bit. Well, they're kind of warm, but there are no crowds there because nobody wants to be out in the oppressive Vegas heat.
That's very good to know, and solidarity fist bump that you can't quite see over the no crowds.
That's a fist bump from the boss lady. There you go. Fist bump for no crowds. We need a moderator. Who used to moderate a little bit for us when Cris and Comps guy were on the show. Who was it? Robert used to moderate a little bit for us. So that was pretty cool. Thomas, good to see you, man. We're talking some holiday action over here. Jump on into the live chat. Always good to see you. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Did you want to? Should we talk about the buffets?
Yeah, let's
That's
talk
a lot
a little
of
bit.
What we did.
Yeah, we did a lot of buffets. Like you got like really hyped about the buffets because Well, honey, go ahead and let them know like what your dietary restrictions are. Well, not so much restrictions, but your dietary choices.
Vegetarian. So
the shrimp monster lives with a vegetarian.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing. I eat dairy. That's not an issue. But no meat, including seafood. But it was something I learned the first time I went to Vegas, is that it's pretty good at providing vegetarian options, and so I wasn't too concerned about that. But there was I could easily walk in. We went to both the Bellagio buffet and then the Win, right?
Yeah, we went to the Win buffet, the Win holiday brunch, and both of them are actually holiday brunches, by the way, guys. Mm-hmm. And what that means is they do step up their game a little bit. Like, you have the ribs out all the time, and you have the prime rib, the New York strip, and all that good type of stuff. And pretty much the whole time, Win didn't have the crab out for some reason, but Bellagio, they had snow crab in the morning. Honey, what time did we go there?
We got there at about 2:30, and the king crab was due to come out at 3, so that's why you had the snow crab.
Yeah, that's right. I had a round of snow crab, then they came out with the king crab, and it was just like.
Oh, and I have to say that there was a family sitting next to us at Bellagio buffet.
Funny story time.
Just adjacent to the aisle, and when and they were that family was doing up the snow crab, just piles of it on everyone's plates. So they were going in for that.
Oh, they were getting their money's worth. I'm proud of them.
I'm fairly certain. So we were tipped off by our very nice server who was taking care of us.
Yeah, where was she? She had an accent. I think she was from Texas. She was like
yeah,
from El Paso or something.
She did have an accent like that, but
you know
I'm
who
not
also lives out that direction? Hug and 2 Cent. Hug and 2 Cent. You know Hug and 2 Cent? Mm-mm. No, you do know they did the podcast. Remember when the internet exploded right before we went to your dad's?
We'll talk about that in a minute because we're getting off track from the story.
But yeah,
we're telling like 5 stories in one now.
Always telling stories. Keep telling stories.
So we were tipped off right when we were seated that the king crab was going to come out in about 30 minutes. Pretty sure that the family across from us was not, because they, as I said, they were just devouring the snow crab. And when Ace comes strolling back to our table with his plate of endless king crab, the family, Ace didn't notice at all. He was busy devouring his prize. But the folks sitting next to us were pointing at it and whispering among themselves, like with wide-eyed. It's like, oh my god! So that was amusing. But anyway, back to the whole dietary restriction. Did not have a problem. If you're vegan, if you don't eat any animal products, so it's going to be significantly harder to find something that you can eat. But with me being a vegetarian, it was not hard.
So it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I think we'll do a full video on it another day too. But yeah, I did notice the restaurants are a little bit more chill. The buffets, we didn't stand in line at all.
No, when we went to the Bellagio buffet at lunchtime, or mid-afternoon, and there was not a line at all. We paid and went right in, and there was a little bit of one at Wynn. There were a few people ahead of us doing their thing, but it was never having to wait or having to stand in line for a long time. Wynn probably was that way because we went early in the morning before most people were up. That's probably why it worked out that way.
Well, what time did we go to Wynn? I think we went there at because we left at 10 early. Something, right? No, we didn't get over there till 9, I don't think.
Well, that's early for Vegas.
Yeah, that's early for Vegas. That is true. Most people are getting to bed about 6 o'clock. That was young me. I used to go to bed at 6 o'clock all the time. Woke up looking like my grandfather, not just because I wore the same type of hat, because he used to wear fedoras like that all the time. God rest his soul. Little crossover there. But yeah, he used to do that all the time, and yeah, I'd wake up looking like my grandfather, and it wasn't a good thing at that point.
But by the time we left the buffet at Wynn, it was starting to pick up. Yes, I was excited about the buffets because I have not regularly been to a buffet, really been to any buffet at all since the days of my childhood when I went to Old Country Buffet. If anyone out there has similar experiences. Very, very different quality, very different everything.
Yeah, definitely good stuff there. Another thing I did notice, because and actually a lot of other places really just didn't have lines either. While we're on the subject of vegetarianism, and just in general, what was the name of that steakhouse we went to? Jean George, and that's
in Aria, so it's
in the Aria.
It's a restaurant of the Aria. It's right in there.
Yeah, and here's the fun thing. So if you do have, Pop-Up Fishing, his girlfriend's also vegetarian.
Another fist bump.
Yep, another fist bump right there. Vegetarian solidarity right there. Good stuff. So she's also vegetarian. Actually, Pop-Up, you might like this too. So the bad news about Aria and their steakhouse there is it's overpriced. I mean, it is what it is. It's a five-star resort, 5-star restaurant. That's exactly how it's going to be. That's nothing you can do about that. It's you go to Hell's Kitchen, you go to Tender, you go to Camelot, whatever. Oh God, we got to talk about Camelot later, but that's a little later on in the stream there. So yeah, we got there. It is a little overpriced, but here's a neat thing we found out. What was the thing we found out?
We found out that they have a separate vegetarian menu. It's a lot smaller than the main one, but they do have it. And I did not know that. I'm very used to, when I'm going to a new restaurant, whether Vegas or anywhere else, is I look at the menu beforehand and I go straight to the side menu, especially if I know it's a meat heavier spot.
She hunts them online.
I do.
Hunts them.
So before we picked this restaurant, I knew basically what I was going to get. I was going to get a couple of things off the side menu. It's also a bit cheaper if you were trying to save money in a place like this.
Because those sides are like entree size. You get 2 or 3 sides over there, and it's just like boom.
Yeah, but yeah, walking in, I had no idea. It didn't occur to me that there would be a separate menu. So I actually didn't find out until our very kind waitress took our order, and I said my side menus, which by the way was the mac and cheese and the fries. They're both very delicious. If anyone's interested.
Oh, I had some cream spinach too.
Well, that was you.
Well, no, I wanted to make sure you got some veg on there too. For a vegetarian, she doesn't eat a lot of vegetables.
That's another secret that we don't need to get into right
now. No, they got 2 secrets. That's 3 secrets.
All right.
That's all 3 wishes.
Anyway, and she, our wait staff asked if she should bring out a separate plate in case I wanted to have some steak, because Ace was ordering steak, and I said no, thank you, and a vegetarian. She's like, oh, do you want to see our vegetarian menu? I'm like, sure. I didn't ultimately.
Well, she said vegan menu though, because they have
was
vegan
both.
options
Yes,
too,
that's
which is
important.
nuts. At a steakhouse.
That's important to note. Yes, both half of it was vegetarian, and the other half was vegan. That is very true. And I didn't end up changing my original order, but just FYI, it's out there. And she did say that all of MGM's restaurant should have an option like that.
Yeah, I assume all the other ones too. I assume Wynn does and Caesars does and all that. I mean, they're all in competition with each other, so it doesn't make sense for them not to have an option. It'd only be smart for them to have an option. But no, it is good to know. If nothing else, if you're at an M Life property, even at steakhouses and all the restaurants and all that, that they do have vegetarian options. Although you didn't believe me when I told you that when we went to... All right, story time real quick. So we're going to Mandalay Bay for our anniversary, right?
This was trip number 1.
This was trip number 1 for her. So and she's like, honey, there's no menu for this thing. Like how do I get all the stuff? And she's looking to take off, right? And like, no, honey, let's take a look at somewhere else. I can't find anything on the menu, so I'm tired. I'm hungry at this point. We wanted to go to the pool, but there's nothing. But the grill at the pool was open. So I'm like, hang on just a second. So I call the host back down, and I'm like, Miss Host, listen, my lady's vegetarian. Can you guys go ahead and just like swap out the beef for like beans or something like that? Like, what can you do for us? We'd like to eat here, and we got some cash. What are you guys gonna do? And like, she's like, oh, absolutely, we'd be happy to substitute. Please come upstairs. We'll get you a table immediately. Straight up.
yeah, and that is correct. I did not believe that would happen. In all fairness, in most places it does not happen that way.
Well, Vegas is a different beast entirely, though. So
yeah, I know that now.
Well, it's just something to keep in mind. So if you have a spouse with, or if you yourself have dietary restrictions, whether they be based around beliefs or whether they're allergies, medical, religious, whatever, like Jewish, you can't have pork, or you're Muslim and you can't have pork, whatever. They'll sub it out. It's not a problem. Just tell them, hey, I don't do this. Do you have any recommendations? Can you sub it? And 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you, unless it's something like pre-made, they'll just go ahead and swap it out, honestly. It's pretty good stuff. Just keep that in mind. Oh, MyVegas Scraps. That'd be an amazing game. I gotta pause this for just a second. Yeah, Lakewood's asking about MyVegas Scraps. I think that'd be an amazing game right there. I'm not sure about that though. I'm trying to get a hold of some folks in MyVegas just to go ahead and get some interviews going, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. And Dom's talking about Sushi Samba at Venetian is amazing. Something to keep in mind too. Not cheap, but amazing. Oh yeah, that was another thing that Wynn had. They had cucumber sushi.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had cucumber sushi. Or was that over at Bellagio? I can't remember.
Bellagio. Yeah.
Bellagio, definitely.
Although Wynn might have too. I didn't really go over to the sushi area. At Wynn. You did though.
Yeah, I took advantage of that. They had nigiri.
Give a shout out to the shrimp.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shout out to the shrimp over there. I probably wiped out. I'm not sure how shrimps travel in groups. Is it like a swarm of shrimp? Is it like a pack of shrimp? I don't think it's a school of shrimp. Because point is, I killed everything. Everything's dead in the ocean now because of that. Video poker would be another good option too. We were talking about that at our little mini meetup that we had. That's been pretty dope too. Who's that girl? Is that Kimmy? Kimmy, is that you, girl? Did you change your YouTube name? Hold up. I think you changed your YouTube name. Yeah, JR, you're right. I got that whole plate of shrimp over there. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the next trip over there. And who's that girl just brought up? Have you noticed Pop Slot? Yeah, I did notice that they changed up their game a little bit so that it auto-generates loyalty points now. And I think that's probably the best quality of life change that I've seen for that game ever. I thought the auto pop was it was neat, but it was still a random chance, so it was kind of a waste of money sometimes, and it kind of made me mad too when I tried it out, basically. But yeah, that's amazing. Best quality of life change ever, honestly. All right. But yeah, if we're still talking about detriments and benefits, the benefits, definitely. The hotels look pretty, the food's amazing, and they have a lot of special events. Oh, yeah, VIP points went up for the daily challenges for Christmas. Let's enjoy that, definitely. But the events in Christmas, like Justin, who isn't on the stream with us right now because he's actually in Vegas with his lovely wife, and they're having a great time out there, too. I think they were hopping from Bellagio to Wynn and a couple other hotels and just, taking advantage of their MLife comps and their Wynn comps, and they're just living their best life for basically free because they are also the Kings of Games. I'm the Dark Knight of Domino City, and I work with the Kings of Games, and I feel great. I really do feel great about that. So they're taking advantage of that, but yeah, just all the extra little things, like they have Santa for the kids. They had the Bellagio Botanic Garden. Honey, let's talk about the Botanic Garden a little bit.
It was for me. It was spectacular. It was very impressive, and it was also a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of. Well, kind of horse butt right there. That was something.
Yes.
That was something interesting.
Giant Clydesdale horses with their rears facing the front door, so you had to go all the way around to see them face on. Moving bears. Yeah. The train was cool though. The little train with the camera on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the train. They had they had a couple of them, but they had one in the way back that was just really, really cool by that Giarandi or something like that. I don't know, some Italian store. And that one was really cool. The kids loved that.
Yeah, I mean, my impressions of the Bellagio Gardens, where this huge Christmas display was, is basically what I mean when I was trying to talk about my word salad a while back. With the
run that back one more time. Word salad.
Pro and con.
She's hitting me. She's beating me, guys.
I'll stop. Roll up into one, and that the Christmas displays are very pretty, very impressive. Obviously, a lot of care and work has gone into them. But if you if you want to go to Vegas at this time of year and you are observing any other holiday and want to see it, you're not gonna see it. It's not there.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, I didn't see a single menorah. I did not see. Gosh, I don't know what the candle holder's called for Kwanzaa. I didn't see anything. Well, we're not on Lunar New Year yet, so we're probably not gonna. We weren't gonna see anything for Tet anyway. Mm-hmm. And obviously, now we'll see something for New Year's, but that's gonna be after Christmas. And New Year's is just nuts in Vegas, and that's just. When it's it's party capital of the world. I think that's the most expensive time to go to Vegas. Period, is New Year's. Yeah. Just no questions asked.
I like to try that. Oddly, some dark impulse in me wants to try that just to say I did it.
Oh, what the hell? Let's try it next year.
If we can make it happen, we'll talk.
All right, we'll see about it. We have a couple family trips coming up, so we got to make sure we have the right PTO for it because unfortunately we still don't do this full time yet. I'd love to, maybe one of these days here, but. Not now, not yet. So work on that. We like to eat food is the problem, and this doesn't generate food money yet. But anyway, I mean, I guess if we're getting to my detriments that I had, say what you will about this, and I'm gonna say this as nice as I could put it. Too many damn kids.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that, and I couldn't figure out how to say it in a way that just didn't come across as mean. So. Yeah,
no, definitely no. There's too many kids on the strip, and it's not. And again, you guys know I don't have anything against kids. Obviously, as a father myself, children, wonderful things. I just don't think that Vegas is a place for kids. Now, can you bring your family to Vegas? Absolutely. Can you have a good time in Vegas? Absolutely. Can you be a responsible parent a responsible pyramid or parent, I don't care which, one of the two of them, either a building or someone who has children. But yeah, can you be a responsible parent and bring your children to Vegas? Absolutely. You absolutely can, and am I going to judge you for it? Definitely not. But I'm going to say all that. But, you know, it was chilly out. It wasn't like super cold. We're coming from Colorado, so, you know, 45, 46 degree weather isn't a big deal for us. We're just, all right, let's go ahead and put on a jacket and watch the stuff. Yep, here's that girl. That's exactly what I say. Take the kids to Disney World. That's for them. Disney World is for the children. I say let them enjoy it. Yeah, Vegas is for the parents. Let the parents enjoy that. Leave the kids with grandma and grandpa. That's my opinion. Is it right? Is it wrong? Nobody cares. Nobody cares if it's right or wrong. I just say leave the kids there. It's an adult playground. Let adults have it. But yeah, there were just a lot of kids there, and then I know it's Christmas vacation, so I'm sure parents were taking them out there just to do all the fun Christmas stuff and all that. But you know, it's just, yeah. I mean, I didn't drink too terribly heavily, so I was probably a little more cognizant of it too. But they still have all the showgirls all running around. Like I think we saw a couple dozen showgirls running around with these giant feathers and literally nothing else on at that point.
I think the main thing that we both noticed as a precursor for something else I'm about to say, is that the little guys were up so late.
Yeah,
I mean, what time did we catch that night showing of the fountains?
Oh, it was damn well near 10 o'clock. It was right later. Right, yeah, it was like a quarter to 10, maybe a little after 10 o'clock, and then they were taking them out of the hotel was the thing.
In strollers.
So
these
strollers.
Are
these
little
are
kids.
Babies here, like 1 and 2, and it's cold out, and it's just like, put them to bed. Just put them to bed for Christ's sake. Mm-hmm. Oh, Pop-Up's wondering if we made it to Fremont. No, we didn't make it to Fremont. We didn't have enough time. We wanted to go to the Neon Museum.
Yeah.
No, we were supposed to go to Fremont, but we didn't make it down because we spent a lot of time kind of hanging out and doing the hangout over at Nine Fine Irishman, which was a great time. I'm not disparaging that. We had a great time. That was probably the highlight of the trip. That was probably, definitely our favorite part of the trip there. But yeah, the second day, we were filming and we were just, running around so much, and we kind of overbooked, so we kind of burned ourselves out, and we had a really short trip. So I think on a 3-day trip, we'd probably do 1 day of sightseeing, 1 day of partying, and then 1 day of Fremont, I think would be a proper one. So hopefully the one in March, which I think a few other Vegas tubers are going to, so I'm going to see about arranging a little meetup over there.
Yeah. The one other thing I was going to say about children is that this is more of an experience that we seem to keep having. So, as you all know, Ace is a dad, and I work with toddlers. I don't have any kids of my own, but I do work with toddlers. So we're both very child conscious, and both visits that I've been along, we have noticed at least one child that at first glance appears to be all by their lonesome little self, and we're both immediately like, we cannot leave because where does this child belong? Is this child lost? And in both cases, within minutes, we've, seen them get back to the family. But it's nerve-wracking.
But yeah, that was the thing, too, because they weren't clearly in eyesight, because I remember the first time you were talking about, because we both stopped.
We stood.
It was a little boy in Bally's, right?
Yeah, he was like 3.
He was like 2. He was like 2 or 3, and just like taking off on his own and all that. Like, and we couldn't tell because his parents were not paying attention. There was another child there too. I took a glance at him. Like the children looked similar, so I'm like, okay, maybe that's a sibling. Maybe that's mom and dad over there. Let's go ahead and make sure no one like takes off with him or something like that. And we thought that like at the same time mentally together.
Yeah, we didn't communicate. We were both
we were just like hang on,
right? Laser-eyed to this baby.
The teacher powers lit right up. Dad's sense started tingling. It was just how how that worked out. But yeah, this last time we were at Aria, and it's just what was it? Some little girl couldn't have been any older than 4 years old. Just taking off
up
and down
on the stairs.
Yeah, running up and down the damn stairs over there, and like nobody was within eyesight. Like she was at the top of the stairs, so like a whole Vegas floor above her dad, who was I think was it a mom or a dad?
It was a dad with a stroller.
Yeah, dad with a stroller. I think was there another baby in there?
No, it was empty.
It was just an empty stroller. But it was just, the parents were down there by themselves. If someone had wanted to snatch that poor little girl up, they could have just taken her and took off right out the door. Now, now, the surveillance is pretty intense over there, so hopefully they, no one would have gotten far, and I bet you the little girl probably would have been all right ultimately. But just looking at that, it's just like, what kind of parenting is that? If you're going to bring your kids to Vegas, be responsible. Like, good Lord. Yeah. All right, that's my rant.
Yeah, but it was Christmas break, so yeah, there were a lot of children.
Yeah, a lot of kids, a lot of different ages. So I guess if you don't like kids in Vegas, don't go during Christmas time. You're going to see kids in Vegas. That's just how that is. Go to Fremont. Although I think that's a significantly less kid-friendly place than the Strip. We spent most of the time on the Strip this time, so. But yeah, Fremont is not kid-friendly, comparatively speaking. Okay, yeah, what other detriments did I notice? The kid thing, a lot of stuff was closed.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you handle that one.
All right, yeah, let's talk a little bit about things that are closed. So show of hands in the comment section for anyone that's still listening. Who's got their MyVegas rewards? Like, they line up things like trips to the Speakeasy, to Foundation Room, to On the Record, and things like that. Like, show of hands who likes to get all of their MyVegas rewards in advance. Like, they see something cool, they see that it's on the calendar, and they're like, oh yeah, I'd like to go to the Camelot Steakhouse. Yeah, I'd like to go to On the Record. Yeah, I'd like to go to Foundation Room and that sort of thing. The Sage Experience at Absinthe or whatever. Like, so show of hands. Let's see who likes that in the live chat. Because I've got a little story surrounding that too. But yeah, something I hadn't noticed, like the comps are better. The comps are definitely better. Yep, there you go. Pop-up fishing. It's like, yeah, because the guy's like the king of couponing. Like, if we're talking Vegas couponing, it's all about it. But yeah, no, and that's what I usually recommend. I usually recommend, like, hey, about 6 weeks out, you want to make sure that you get all your stuff ready, make sure you got your reservation and all that good type of stuff then, and then get down there, get that free stuff, and get down on it there. Yep. Yeah, JR is doing the same thing. Also got the thumbs up, doing the same thing there. Yeah, absolutely, and there's no shame in that. Yep, Tim's got 8 rewards booked, all in advance. So we did the same thing. I got some rewards for On the Record. I got the win slots, buffets, and all that. I'd prepped a couple buffet rewards, 2-for-1s, and all that good type of stuff. No worries. So the first one I found out I couldn't use was the Bellagio 2-for-1 because it was a blackout date. Happens with the buffets. It was a Friday, and they only do the Bellagio buffet Monday through Thursday. That didn't upset me. That was just me making a mistake, misreading the terms and conditions. That happens. I take responsibility for that. Absolutely, that's totally my fault. I'll just cancel it. No big deal. One that they did show was open was the Speakeasy over at Park MG. I think it's like half nightclub, half Speakeasy. I couldn't tell you because I never got a chance to frickin' go there because for some reason they were closed. So I got the free drinks and I got the free entry to On the Record, and they're supposed to be open every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, or according to their advertisements and according to the websites. But for some reason, they weren't open. They decided that they were going to be closed, what was called OT. So that was until December 27th. So they weren't fixing to open back up until right before New Year's. But they didn't tell anybody. That was the thing. So we didn't trip out about that. We were still going to go ahead and go to Luxor. Luxor luckily was open, and we did go to the Titanic Museum over there, which was not camera friendly, so we weren't allowed to take a video. So we'll have to do like a podcast review of that some other time. But anyway, on to that. Went over to the steakhouse. We wanted to go to Excalibur because I'm like, yo, Camelot's got a great steakhouse there. That's part of the reason we ended up at Aria's Steakhouse. We're like, yeah, Camelot's got a great steakhouse. Have these lovely side options. They're really well priced, and we get $50 off that. So I figured, hey, we can have a hell of a meal for like $50-$60 over there, and then just enjoy the Speakeasy. But we couldn't enjoy the Speakeasy, so we're like, hey, I guess we'll go ahead and go to Camelot instead. But lo and behold, what happened, honey? What happened when I got over in line?
Well, first of all, it was a really slow line. It wasn't particularly long, but it was slow. I went and sat down in a nearby casino chair to rest my feet. What
did you call it?
I said casino chair because that was the first place that came to mind.
Hashtag casino. Everybody put a hashtag casino chair in the comments like right now, and then we'll.
All right, no need to make.
Let's get it trending. I want to make it trending.
To make a big deal out of my foibles.
I just think it's cute. Okay, come on, guys. Okay. Put it in the comment section below if you think it's cute. Come on.
Yeah, nobody thinks that's cute.
Everyone thinks it's cute.
Anyway,
I'll stop making videos.
Stop. No, you won't. All right. It's such a lie.
In the slot chair. The slot machine.
The desk, the desk that you had to approach was right in the middle of the casino with the slot machine. So I sat down at an unoccupied one, and I was there Like I sat there for a good 10 minutes while you slowly inched your
Tim
way
says
up.
it's cute, honey. I'm right.
Oh, thank you, Tim. Where you slowly inched your way up, and you came back, and so you got all the way up there finally, only to learn that Camelot 2 was not open. And I can't remember if they gave you a reason.
They said they just had it closed OT until afterward, and actually even the attendant up there, the agent, she was really confused too. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know it was closed today. That's crazy." So we almost got kidnapped by timeshare folks. Although we had missed their last shuttle, so we're like, "Oh shoot, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and hit the Luxor show."
Yeah,
Thanks.
I resisted their charms because for some reason you were giving me the final call.
I was gonna let you give it a shot because we didn't have anything else planned. We are just gonna go ahead and go with it.
Way to the exhibit still.
Well, and they were asking like, "Well, do you come here for free and all that?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I do come here for free, like all the time." Like, oh. They didn't have a lot of leverage after that because I already got all my stuff like free. But yeah, there were a lot of blackouts. Like Laura, actually, she's a friend of mine in the MyVegas Gifts, Guides, and Giveaways group, and she actually she's a fan of the channel too. What did she say that? Because her and her husband were going to run, and they said that something was closed. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what they said.
It wasn't Nine Fine Irishmen because we went to that, but they got rid of the rewards for that. But there was something else. They had a reward for it, but it was closed.
It was something that I wasn't familiar with.
Do you remember? It was like it wasn't a club or a restaurant or something.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah, I can't. But yeah, there were just a lot of rewards that you couldn't have because a lot of things were closed and they were partially for not demolition, but for renovation or refresh or that sort of thing too. It's just it's just pretty wild stuff. And then of course the win slots. I'm glad I got my. Glad I got my comp when I did because number one, yeah, Tim's talking about it in the comment section. They moved the goalposts. They changed up how the VIP system works. And two, I was looking at the requirements for a few of those things, and it's just like, they had so many blackout days though. Like that whole second these last 2 weeks of December all the way up basically until New Year's are completely decimated. There's not a single free buffet that's going right now, and those holiday brunches are like $45-$50 a person. So that can so if you guys go to one, I mean, it's like $100 for you and your spouse. So unless you're a red card holder and you've won 750 points there, which is something else that you can do, it's pretty crazy. Oh, Dom hit that 7,000 gems. Yo, man, you killing it over there. Yeah, you better get on some MyVegas, double up some of that some of those freebies, dude. Like seriously, get on that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and because I think Tim told you that the results are really amazing too. So, seconding what Tim said, points too.
Yeah, the other thing with the blackouts and the two things being closed is that as it happened, we found out that those two things were not available back to back. So it ate up like between having to wait in line to talk to the agents and I can't remember where we walked to or where we were walking, but we walked through several different hotels to get from one point to the other. And so we ended up spending like an hour and a half of our time on a very short visit to find out that the things were closed.
Yeah, it was like
so that was
2 hours. Yeah, so that killed us there. And that actually ate up our time to go to Fremont Street and the Neon Museum too, because then we went to the Titanic show after that, which isn't a show really, it's an exhibit.
Is there is there a digital way to verify those things, or do you have to go in person?
To get the comp, some of them will let you redeem them online. Like the tickets to Luxor, when we did the Titanic exhibit, those I was able to do online. The reservations for the buffet I was able to do online there. And then the reservation for the hotel, obviously, I could do online. Now, the free play when Wonder Woman kicked our ass, not my Wonder Woman, but the slot machine Wonder Woman, totally kicked my ass. That one, to get the free play for that I actually had to go in person to get. So that's a thing. But no, it just depends on the reward. Like nowadays, you can actually book the Shark Reef online, but I'm not sure if you remember. I think you went to you took a nap or something like that. It was after we got room service because they brought us brunch for our anniversary.
Oh, the Mandalay trip.
Yeah, the Mandalay trip. So to get tickets for the Shark Reef, no, never mind. Those were at Will Call. Mm-hmm. So no, we had those at Will Call, and we had those at Will Call too. Yeah, so tickets you're generally fine for. You get those online, but credits And
You have to talk to
credits and
somebody in
vouchers
person.
you usually have to talk to, because that's usually how.
Seems a bit obsolete.
Well, that's the thing, because that's how traditionally most casino comps are done. They're usually, if they're not on your account, so it depends on how long you've been playing, what you've been getting, and if the pit boss decides to do it on the spot or not. Because points, if you've accumulated things over a certain period of time, which is usually how MyVegas works, they treat it like a point system, which is separate from your M Life account. But normally when you play real slots in real life, if you put so many dollars in there, it calculates it over time, then you get so many points, and we get 100 points. So like here's $5 of free play, or here's $10 off of your stay, or whatever. They do that sort of thing. And MyVegas treats it like that. But also, if you're like a table gamer, like if you play blackjack or craps and all that, you have a really good time there. You got your Players Club card out there. Sometimes the pit boss will stop you, like, hey man, it looks like you're having a good time. Has anyone talked to you about some comps and all that? You go ahead and keep playing as long as you let me go ahead and write you up a comp. So they'll write you up like a credit for the steakhouse. They'll write you up like a food and beverage credit for like the local the pub in there. Or they'll just, and that's just usually how they do it. And that's how a lot of the MyVegas rewards still work. So it really does feel like a real casino comp, because they are real casino comps, and they treat them like that too. So it feels a lot more legitimate, and it also ties directly into your M Life account. So, people are surprised when this stuff happens, but no, you go plus just by playing the video game over here, which is why I preach this. You know what I mean? Like, here's another secret. She didn't believe me when I told her. I think I told her about it on our first date. Did I tell you about how I get all my stuff comped on the first date?
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
What you did on the first date was ask
This was
me
our
if
very first date.
Our very first date. You asked me. I can't remember what the context was, or maybe there wasn't. Maybe it was out of the blue, which would have been typical.
Typical of me. She's now regretting what she got into.
You asked me if I wanted to go to Vegas with you, and I was like, well, in my head, I was like, well, obviously not today.
I think I had a shift to the urgent care, so I couldn't have. But
I was a student at that point,
yeah.
So yeah, there was no way in hell that grad student, yes. But I also thought, he must really like Vegas.
But no, I think I told you about the games, and you initially didn't believe me at all.
Well, you said that's a typical response.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Justin said that.
Right.
He said that he didn't believe it either.
Right. There you go. Oh, James, my homie James over here, he's saying he's a grad student and he goes. So see, honey, you didn't have an excuse. Although fairness, you did go.
Because that was our first date was a Sunday, and my homework. This was an online program, and my homework was always due on Sundays. So yeah, it wasn't going to happen that day.
All right. So, no, definitely not. Yeah, I think I was doing I think I picked up an extra shift at the urgent care, so I definitely had to work that one.
I also worked again at an early child care facility while I was in school. So yeah, it's just trips weren't really happening.
Yeah. At that time, so we had I think our first trip was our first anniversary, which was really nice. It was very romantic. I know that turned on to some all mushy and all, but it was very romantic, and it was a really great time. Also, she has these leather pants. No, I'm kidding.
Stop.
I'm not wrong.
Well, actually, no, it's not a big deal. I have a pair of faux fake leather pants.
So they're still vegetarian friendly.
It's not a big deal.
Right. So vegetarian friendly, and they still look very good.
Yeah. Well,
I like the way they look.
You can hold that opinion. That's fine.
Oh, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna live by that opinion. That's how I roll.
But yeah, so after we had 2 back-to-back disappointments about things being shut that when they weren't supposed to be shut, we did eventually make it to the Titanic exhibit. Do we want to get into that, or do we want to save that?
We can talk a little bit.
Is anyone interested?
Let's find out. Do you guys want to hear about the Titanic exhibit? Because I didn't need the audio tour. Let me tell you, I didn't need the audio tour because I live with the Titanic audio tour.
That's not quite true. That's not quite true.
Oh, Shark. Oh, there you go. James wants to know about Shark Reef while we're here. Yeah, we didn't stay in the 2-bedroom panoramic. They didn't have a lot of upgrades the weekend that we went. Like the rooms were pretty booked up, and we got there like super late. We got there after midnight. And I just told the lady, like, yo, just FYI, it's our anniversary. Like, what can you guys do? And she's like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and put $100 on your room. I'm going to put you guys on a high floor. I don't have any strip views right now, but I'm going to put you on a high floor so you guys don't get any noise. And also, here's $100 on your room. You guys are so... Yeah, this is a wonderful time that you guys are coming in for your anniversary. Happy anniversary. Let us buy you brunch. She said it basically just like that. So it was all good stuff. But yeah, no, it was definitely Shark Reef was a good time. I think that was your favorite part of the trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to go back, and you were like, "No, we've done that. We can't do any repeats." So I think we've agreed that the only repeat that we could do is the Bellagio fountains.
Well, you really love the Bellagio fountains, too.
Well, they're easy and quick to see, so it doesn't eat up any time or
definitely.
points. Or
well, I just wanted you to experience more Vegas.
I know, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Just I'm a creature of habit. You know that.
Yeah, definitely. As far as the Titanic, Titanic Museum goes, I'd say if you're an avid Titanic fan, you're the avid Titanic fan. How do you feel about it?
About the exhibit? Mm-hmm. It was really good. Now when he says Titanic fan, it does not solely mean the movie.
She knows everything about the real Titanic.
Interested in I like the movie too, but interested in the actual historical event. I'm gonna keep it brief because we don't have a ton of time left. But if you're into historical events, if you're into the Titanic and you're into artifacts, it will deliver. There were many different artifacts that they've salvaged from the wreck, and surprising that they've managed to clean up and get into surprisingly good condition for spending decades on the bottom of the Atlantic. So if you're at all interested in any of that stuff, go. Yeah.
And if you're just like, it's kind of a halfway thing, I'd probably save the points for something else. It really is for Titanic fans. It's a museum.
Yeah, it's a museum. It's something that you have to actively want to see to enjoy. It's not something that you can just do for the hell of it, probably.
Yeah. It's not as it's not quite as epic as like the Mob Museum or Avengers Station or the Wax Museum, Madame Tussauds, that sort of thing.
It's a very quiet, very
photography,
understated place experience, which they do on purpose because it's obviously a somber thing.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's it's super low key. But if you're into that sort of thing, you really want to you want to learn something. I think it's an outstanding resource. Absolutely, go check it out. If you're definitely more in a party mode and you want to stay in that high level, high energy party mode, I'd say go ahead and go past it. Use your points on a 2-for-1 for Madame Tussauds instead. That'd be my recommendation.
Was there a request to go into more detail about the Shark Reef, or did I misread?
We talked a little bit about the Shark Reef. It looks like a few folks have. It looks like a few kicked out of the exhibit. You touched the big piece. Milsec touched the big piece. Oh my God. Homie, how'd you touch the big piece over there? Damn. Yeah, they got like 24-hour like camera surveillance in that thing. Those cameras are like serious in there. Just FYI. So don't touch anything except for like the iceberg. I think you can touch the iceberg.
That you're invited to touch.
Yeah. And that was cold for no reason. I don't even know why I did that. I was just like, oh, it's ice. Why do I need to know this?
They were trying to get you to get some sense of how cold it was.
Oh yeah, I know how cold ice is. I'm a scientist. I don't know why. Like everyone knows how cold ice is. I don't understand that part. I didn't get that. And it wasn't salt water. It was just regular fresh water. So I know how cold ice is.
Well, their point was that the actual conditions were colder than what you could feel on that ice replica.
Let's see. Secret Garden's better than Shark Reef? No. Pop-Up's wondering if Secret Gardens is better than Shark Reef. No. The dolphin habitat, I'd say, is definitely on par with Shark Reef, but the Secret Garden half of things, I'd say, is a bit inferior, mainly because there's a lot more activity at Shark Reef, if you ask me. The cats are beautiful, and they are, and when they're up and around, they're having a blast, but the problem is, the environment, there's a lot of direct sunlight. Most of those cats are nocturnal, and it's very hot most of the time, so they're not terribly active during the day. So if you're looking for some like really high level like white lion and white tiger sort of stuff there, now during the day is not the best time. I think in the winter time they're probably a bit more active, but we didn't get a chance to go do that this winter. So we'll see about it next winter maybe, and maybe I'll take a quick trip in February before I can go in March. We'll see about it. Let's see. Yeah, but I'd say Shark Reef. I think Shark Reef is a better value overall too. if you ask me. But no, although the dolphin show over at Secret Garden is amazing. Those are some happy dolphins. I gotta admit, they have like 3 pods of dolphins over there, and they're just beautiful, beautiful animals. Miles like, how many people can say they touched the Titanic? Nobody else alive right now, I'd say. Quite literally, nobody else alive right now. So I think you definitely got a very very unique distinction right there. That's one to tell them at the bar if you're trying to pick someone up at the bar. I touched the Titanic, because that's kind of hot. I think
if they're an archaeologist or anthropologist of any kind, that's not gonna be a successful date.
You don't think that's gonna impress them?
Nope, don't, because you damage the artifacts.
Oh yes. Don't tell the hot archaeologist about that. All right, cool. All right, honey, we're at the top of the hour. So, any final thoughts about holidays in Vegas? What was your favorite part of a holiday in Vegas? What's your least favorite part about a holiday in Vegas? And then, what would you recommend doing a Christmas or Thanksgiving in Vegas?
My favorite thing about going at holiday time was also my least favorite. Is again, the installations were very pretty. They were also very constant, and they could be overwhelming at times, especially if you're easily overly stimulated. What was the other question? What would I recommend? Or what?
Yeah, would you recommend it?
Yeah. If only to say that you've done it. So,
all right.
Yeah, there's nothing. No deep thoughts. No deep thoughts on that one.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm in about the same spot. My favorite part, definitely the food options and how flexible they are. You can get into a lot of places, especially food-wise, very quickly and get a lot of great quality stuff for not a lot of money. Like, they had a lot of great Christmas specials and Thanksgiving specials and all that. So that's a good time. My least favorite part, too many damn kids. Like, Christ's sake, send them home.
And this is coming from two people who are fond of children.
Yes, again,
so it's not like
too many kids there for the time. But would I recommend taking a holiday and doing an actual holiday in Vegas? Absolutely. Like, this is weekend before Christmas. You can get back home before Christmas Eve. McCarran's actually a really great airport to get out of, if you ask me. If you're heading home, get through security. It took us like a quarter of the time to get through McCarran Airport than it took us to get through DIA going out there. But McCarran, I think, is significantly, especially their security, is significantly more efficient than DIA is. So
in most airports.
Yep.
Right?
The archaeologist's heart will go on. Oh, good Lord. That means we got to go watch so that means it's movie time.
I think that's a good spot to good mic drop in which to.
We're gonna wrap this up, right? All right, guys. Well, we have some TV to watch, if you know what I mean.
We're watching Return of the Jedi, so I don't know about you. That's what I'm going to be doing.
And on that bombshell, Spinners and Sharks, this is Ace of Vegas. Let's try this one more time. This is Ace of Vegas.
I can never remember your lines, honey. You go ahead.
We're just supposed to say and Wondy. Come on now.
Oh, that. Okay.
All right, we're going to try the sign off one more time, guys, because I have an amateur in the studio with me tonight.
We didn't rehearse it.
We're not supposed to. All right. Anyway, though, guys, this is Ace of Vegas.
And Wondy.
Signing off, wishing you strong hands, and, of course, happy spinning. Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. We'll see you guys in January. Love you. Great to see you. Thanks for the support.